Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. So, the last general energy check-in I did was kind of for eclipse season and the whole Mercury retrograde. So we're nearing the end of those. So I wanted to pop in again and check and see um, where we're at, what the energy is looking like, what advice spirit has for us at this time. So I'm using the Soul Mirror Oracle for our center energy, our central card, and then just a version of the traditional tarot. So you can't see the bottom of the deck, so I'll show you. We have Peace and the High Priestess on the bottom. So this is definitely a time to follow your inner light and follow your intuition. It's like finding a sense of peace in the unknown. So I'm getting a bunch of downloads all at once. So sorry, it's a lot to convey at once, but I'm seeing when you're going through a really dark, see there's darkness all around in this card, and she's just surrendering to it and allowing the light to kind of guide her. It's I don't, you can't even really see if her eyes are opened here. It's just letting the light into your being in order to know how to continue to move forward. So it's relying on your intuition in order to know where to go next or how to move. You may not be able to see your next steps. Everything around you may be very dark and unclear. I'm seeing that meme when you're going through a really dark time or a really challenging time or something very dark and confusing, and it feels like there's no light around you or you can't see the light or the silver lining in the situation. Look within, because you may be the light. So it's kind of our attitude and how we choose to navigate things and adapt and grow through difficult situations, finding the fruit in every situation and using that to continue to nurture yourself, nurture your soul moving forward. And it's also just that attitude of having a more optimistic and positive attitude, even through the unknown or through the confusion. When you're in a dark place, just still finding joy, still finding that sense of peace, regardless of what's happening around you. It's you can be the calm in the storm. That sense of peace, or that sense of surrender, safe haven that other people will see and be able to crash up against in order to center themselves as well. There's all this chaos and all this free flowing movement. It's all these people around you or your environment. You may be around people who are very triggered and reacting very heavily, and you are finding a way to stay really still and really calm. And so this is going to be an inspiration to others. Other people may be going through darkness or hard times as well, and you could very well be the light in their life or in their path, helping them find that sense of peace and that sense of balance, to know how to find confidence and know how to navigate and move forward, even though they're also going through a really dark time, a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos, unknown switches, just all sorts of things kind of going up and coming down, and things just being like really chaotic and all over the place. But underneath both of these cards, then we have security and the Hierophant. So it's like I'm getting this energy of like sometimes things must go up and come back down, and what whatever like sticks, whatever lands, is like true and secure and something that you can trust and rely on, and whatever like doesn't stay, whatever kind of falls away or um, dissolves away was like not true or was not meant to last, meant to stay. So it's one of those times where everything is just getting kind of switched up, but the things that are meant to last or the things that have a true solid foundation are going to kind of weather the storm. So I'm just seeing like if you're watching this, you could be someone who's been like on your spiritual journey for a while and you're trying to figure out how to build that for yourself, like how to remain really calm and centered no matter what's happening. So it could be something that you've been working on for a while, or it could be something you're like newly coming into and realizing you're actually a lot stronger and more capable than you realize. Like there's other people that look to you, really admire like your sense of strength and your ability to navigate difficult things. So, all of this uncertainty right now is leading to new opportunities, new doors opening. So, it's like a lot of doors are being closed and you can't even see it because there's like so much darkness all around. And so, it's like you don't even really know where to go or how to move forward and really everything that's unfolding. And that's kind of like for a purpose. And so, it's like being divinely guided and divinely led, right? Like surrendering and following that light is leading to a new door opening, new opportunities coming in, new opportunities that um, weren't possible before. But it's like working with spirit and allowing things to be opened, finding that sense of self, that sense of balance and peace amidst all of the chaos. So that's like the bottom of the deck energy. You can't see the bottom of the deck. It's not a lot of space here, but that's kind of a lot of what I'm picking up on right now. I'm getting this energy of like trying to navigate. The picture I'm getting in my mind is like trying to navigate a very large ship in an open sea, like in the middle of the night where you can't see a lot. And so it's like you kind of rely on certain stars to guide you to go in the right direction, um, staying really aligned and just keeping everything in the direction that you know feels right and trusting that once you get there it's going to make sense, but like staying on track, like keeping things on track even when it's really dark and confusing and uncertain and you don't really know. It's like continuing to persevere forward, continuing to keep going and letting that inner light kind of guide you through all of this uncertainty. Like when you see all of this chaos, not allowing that to distract you and getting off course and getting caught up in things that are not meant for you. Having that inner discernment to know how to continue to put one foot in front of the other and just know that spirit has your back and is leading you and guiding you into a safe place. So it's like a heavy surrender time of just like surrendering and trying not to create more chaos, like trying to flow while still moving forward. So our center energy here, we have wish. With all these butterflies, there's a lot of transformation. So there may be things that you have really desired and that you've really wanted for a long time. So you had to go through a period of letting things go and releasing things in order to get that. So, right, the butterflies are caterpillars and they want to, I don't know that they want to, or it just happens so naturally. But for the sake of the metaphor, we're just going to imagine that butterflies or the caterpillars see butterflies and like dream or aspire to get to that level where they can be so free and um, in that place. And so, in order to get there, they have to let go of being a caterpillar. They have to let go of their life as they know it. They can't hang on to their caterpillar body while also growing their wings to fly, right? It just like doesn't work. So um, they have to get comfortable with letting go of their old life and their old body and the way that things were before. It's like literally everything becomes transformed about their lifestyle and how they operate. And I'm sure it's kind of scary and uncomfortable and a little weird to go into that cocoon phase, that gooey mush. There's another meme I'm thinking of that's like if you feel like a big ball of mush, um, or like you're in a dark place, then just remember that that's the exact place that caterpillars go into right before they break out and transform into a butterfly, right? So there's a lot of that happening. It's like it feels messy and mushy and like everything is like falling apart. But it's like all being thrown up and tossed up in order to like transform and rearrange and then come back down in a more permanent and long lasting way, the way that it's like meant to be. It's like whatever happens through this process is what's going to stick and like stay for good. So you have to get very comfortable with the uncomfortable and unknown periods, where it's confusing and you can't exactly see where it's going. I'm sure butterflies, when they're in the cocoon, they feel the same way. Like they're in a totally dark environment and they feel like there's no light or there's no silver lining, but they're the light. And then once they come out, all of that beauty is shown and radiates and is um, like a gift for all of us to get to experience and see the beautiful journey that they went on. So, get some more cards. So, with the Page of Swords and the Star, it's kind of more energy of like, this is where we've been. With the Page of Swords, I'm seeing a lot of the what I've been speaking on of the chaos and the confusion and a lot of drama happening around us that could easily, sweep us up and get us very distracted and kind of going in the wrong direction or putting all of our time and energy and effort into trying to fight something that it is not even, it doesn't even make sense. It's not even feasible, right? Like trying to fight off. I'm seeing like this person physically trying to fight the wind or like fight the storm instead of just finding a way to stay calm and centered and embrace it and kind of power through it until the environment around her can calm down and then she can find that sense of stillness and find a way to operate and move forward. But, fighting the weather to try and get the wind to stop blowing so that you can feel a sense of peace is not going to do anything. You're just going to expel all of your energy, and then the wind's going to stop blowing when it's going to stop blowing anyways, and then you're just going to be exhausted and not feel any peace anyways. Like, there's nothing that you can do to control that storm, right? So there's so much happening around us that we really have no control over, and there's not anything that we can do other than just surrendering to what's happening and try and make the best of it. And it's like our personal attitude and the way that we choose to navigate it, embrace it, handle it, adapt, move forward is going to go a lot farther than the damage that's caused by the storm. So it's like the less you try and fight your circumstance, the less impact, personal impact you'll have from what's happening around you in the long run, if that makes sense. The less you resist it. It's like when you get a tattoo. Some people watching this maybe don't have tattoos, but when I got my very first tattoo, I was like, my body was like really clenched up, and I was like kind of grinning and bearing it, resisting it. And my artist told me, I know that's like your natural reaction to tense up and flinch up and fight it off, but it makes it so much more painful. He's like, if you can find a way to relax your skin and just like relax into it, even though it really hurts, um, it's like try to just embrace it anyways. It will actually end up hurting less, and it will feel like more like a buzz than you're being cut. And it was so true. Like, it was really, really good advice. And so it was like my mental state in that moment and the way that I chose to react to the experience significantly impacted the amount of pain that I felt, and the way that I healed afterwards, significantly less painful. It was a lot quicker. Um, yeah, it just totally changed that experience for me. So, um, yeah, I don't know. That popped into my head. So, with the star, I feel as though a lot of us watching this have kind of already learned that, and we've already learned how to balance and navigate these things. And so it's like this is coming up to kind of retest us, on one hand, and in another, there's people around us who are maybe trying to fight the storm or try to fight their circumstance, or just they don't understand, they don't have the life experience or the wisdom, the spiritual knowledge and capability that some of the you watching this have gained throughout your spiritual journey. And so you have more capability to work with a difficult, challenging, uncomfortable, unknown circumstance than some others may. So there could be a lot more people around you that kind of look to you and look up to how you navigate this, how you balance things out, how you stay so calm and centered and rooted in like what you know in your journey and who you are, regardless of what is happening around you. So it's almost like through your experiences and through being retested and having to learn lessons over again and go through these things, it may feel very like repetitive and like, why is this happening? And I've been here before. And there could be all sorts of like very negative thoughts that come with having to repeat certain processes. But through this, it's like showing others, it's like giving others maybe something they need, or showing them something that they have been avoiding looking at within themselves. Um, I'm seeing like this person is like looking away from this more centered person, someone here who's like more in alignment with the universe and their spiritual journey and kind of trusting spirit to provide for them and like looking to the stars to keep following the light. The whole scenario with the ship, it's like this person here's kind of mastered more the ability to stay grounded and just um, follow the light or use their intuition to kind of guide them, work with spirit. And this person is kind of like looking away because they're so concerned on like fighting this battle that they feel like they're in or navigating their circumstance. They're so focused on that, but we have spirit here with these birds. It's like spirit is trying to send them messages in order to get their attention and to get them to look over to you or to over to this direction in order to see kind of what they need to do in order to like put their sword down and find surrender and find that sense of peace and no longer feel so exhausted and like they're constantly fighting for their life, to get through the things that they're going through. So, yeah, you may not be aware of it, but there could be someone around you that spirit is very much. I just saw 2111 and then 2112, which was interesting. But there could be someone around you that spirit is like trying to kind of wake up and show something or teach them something in their life and something that you're also going through is a huge catalyst to that. Or it's like you're helping to shine a light on things they need to see. So this could just be like a person around you, a friend, someone who is not necessarily in the same place that you are in their journey. It's like they're still young and fresh and new on their journey of trying to like learn and navigate. Whereas with you, there's a lot more grounded energy or a sense of self and being very rooted in your spiritual practice. So you are being very tested at this time, and it could feel very confusing because you could feel like you are a lot farther in your journey than what you're currently going through or something that's currently happening around you. It feels very like repetitive and confusing, and you're not sure why this is all happening. But I'm just seeing it's like you're meant to, again, like shine a light on something for someone around you or to help like pull someone around you up into like their next level, to teach them how to be like more guided by spirit, to work with their environment around them rather than fight it or resist what's happening. It can be really scary like when you're on your spiritual journey. I think that's maybe the hardest part is like learning how to have that faith and that confidence, like blind faith, um, radical acceptance and trust in whatever is unfolding, and just learning how to surrender and accept things with the hanged man, um, and just make the best of it and make light of it regardless. I'm seeing more energy of like you being the light, when you're going through something really difficult. With the hanged man, it's like having to surrender and kind of lie in your bed and really make the best of it. It's like at this time, there's not a lot you can do to turn things around, but remaining very optimistic and having that positive attitude, just keeping that bright sense of self and projecting that light optimism, keeping that faith, knowing that there's like a purpose to this and that spirit is with you and it's not all for nothing. Like it can really change things and kind of turn things around for you. So that's some people or around you or someone specifically around you could be really trying to figure it out and like trying to develop all of these things like on their spiritual journey, but that could be the part they're struggling with is like fighting and resisting certain things, not being able to see how certain things happen. it's like certain negative things sometimes happen to us as like a positive, or sometimes we're put through like a lot of chaos in order to help get us into a better space or a better environment. Like sometimes negative things happen in order to set it up for something really positive to happen. So you, over time, once you go through those experiences, you learn to have more of that sense of trust and faith when you're in those difficult and uncertain moments. And so you maybe went on that journey for a lot longer and learned that, whereas other people around you haven't learned those lessons yet, and they need you as a guide or an example or your life to be able to look to see that proof that there is something on the other side. It does get better. You can trust spirit in these dark moments. And so there's like so much more of a purpose in what's happening in your life at this time than you can see or realize. Spirit uses us all the time as like tools and guides to help others. So with like what's kind of holding us back and delaying us at this time, with the devil here, I feel as though that is like kind of what I was just explaining with when we go through these dark and uncertain moments, it can be very triggering. It can bring a lot of negativity, a lot of self doubt. Again, sometimes there's like chaos being stirred up around us as like a test to see if we will kind of fall off course or get distracted or get kind of caught up in things that we don't need to be caught up in or that are not really meant for us. So, kind of having that discernment. And the more that we try to fight things and like resist what's happening around us in our environment, the more likely we are to get caught up in it, right? It's like the fighting is the distraction that kind of keeps us stuck and caught up in an energy. The more you like fight and off an energy, the more stuck you become in that energy, and the more difficult it is to remove yourself and keep going forward in the ways that you need to. So the less resistant we are and the more we can just accept things and surrender to them, then the less stuck in that place we find ourselves in the long run, if that makes sense. So certain things that we go through that we are not our favorite and we really don't want to go through, it's like instead of fighting that circumstance and being upset and trying to figure out why this is happening, or fight with other people around us to get them to do things differently. It's like sometimes in the moment we may get what we want, but then in the long run, we're more stuck in an environment that we really didn't want to be in the first place. So it may be like our inclination or our urge may come up to like fight with someone in order to get what we want or to try and change things or to, right? It's like we feel like if we care, then we would like try and fight it out, or fight for something. But again, then sometimes that gets you just kind of more stuck or more caught up in what you don't want in the long run. Um, so there's on our journey, on our spiritual journey, it's like a lot of discernment, knowing kind of what's worth it and what's not, and what's for us and what's not, and really trusting in spirit. Like sometimes when things are not working out or they're being removed from our life, it's a blessing, it's for a purpose. So it can be really hard and uncomfortable and painful, but surrendering to that and trusting that spirit is leading you somewhere better, can sometimes be a lot better for you in the long run. Whereas like fighting that and resisting that and wanting to fight it out with that person and find a way to like keep them in your life or to stay in a certain environment, then in the long run you're kind of stuck in something that you didn't want to be in, or a more low vibrational um, energy, right? Where you would in the long run wish that you weren't in that situation. So it's like you wouldn't want to fight to stop the chaos and keep it now, even though your initial urge or feelings that come up may tell you that that's what you should do if you really care. So yeah, it's like not about just not caring and just letting stuff go and just doing it from a place that is selfish, I guess. But it's more of just accepting that spirit, God, whatever you believe in, has a plan for your life and there's a purpose for everything that is happening. And we just have to keep going and continue to move forward for it to start to make sense as we kind of grow and evolve in our journey. There is, at this time, there is a lot of like changes and shifts coming in with the Eight of Wands. I'm seeing like very abrupt shifts and changes. It's like you may have had to be very patient and just kind of make the best of things happening at this time. But I feel as though things are really shifting here. If you have like recently said no to something or recently resisted getting caught up in something that didn't feel quite right and just chose to continue to surrender and move forward and trust in spirit, then I feel there's like much quicker than you realize, there's some sort of very radical or major shift coming in. Like it's going to be like a windfall of energy. So if you're about to step into something that doesn't feel quite right, or like someone is about to tempt you into like an argument or some sort of confrontation that doesn't feel quite right, um, I'm seeing like you will have this feeling that maybe you should just kind of sidestep something and choose yourself or choose to surrender to the option that seems not as easy or like a little bit more difficult right now. And then it's like immediately after making that choice or making some kind of sacrifice, then there will be some sort of shift or some sort of windfall, like a break. Um, it's like some sort of necessary change, necessary assistance. But again, there could be someone around you that's kind of like looking up to you and observing. You could be a parent, like if you have children, or if you're like a teacher or something. I'm just seeing with this pile, there's like someone, they don't have to be younger. They could be, or they could just be like younger or more new on their spiritual journey. They could be a parent. But then it's like they're looking to you for guidance still. Or, yeah, there's an energy with that. But then I'm also seeing um, another energy here of like someone trying to kind of pull you into like a fight or a conflict in order to then use something that you say or do against you or to try and hold power over you in order to keep you like stuck or trapped. Because you're just about to get like a breakthrough, you're just about to move forward. You're just about to see like a door opening, being able to take that next step. Um, so with the Ace of Wands, Spirit is recommending that like once this happens, that you take the initiative. It's like some sort of opportunity, windfall, like something just like appearing out of nowhere. It's going to feel like it's just like falling into your lap, but you have to like take the initiative and take hold of it, like grab onto it and like take what's yours. It's like having the confidence to take what's yours and take the initiative. Step into like a leadership position. Could be like a work opportunity or career opportunity or some sort of like spiritual opportunity that you've been waiting for, but you will have to have the confidence to see see that it's there and see that it's for you, or that it could be for you if you just have the confidence to like, it's not like, see, all of this here is like going to fall into your lap, and it's not like all for you to take. It's like for you to take like yours and then move forward as like a leader or a trendsetter, right? How there's like all of this falling, there's all this opportunity, and it's like out of nowhere you're being like given some sort of spiritual introduction or an initiation, or someone's going to like invite you to do something or to participate in something, and spirit wants you to take that opportunity. I'm also seeing it's like there's like someone's going to present you with an opportunity, and it's going to seem really great and like something you should grab, but there's going to be a lot more that comes with it. Like it's going to create an opportunity to like help others, or like people around you, or for you to do more to help others, or then you can share the opportunity with others. um, don't get caught up in like a MLM, internet online scam, because of all that, because of what I was just saying. But it's not going to be that. But yeah, because the way I was just describing that could also be like you get an opportunity online and then you take it and then you want to share it with other people. But yeah, not like multi-level marketing thing. That might pop up as an opportunity, but not every opportunity that pops up is one that you should take. But there is going to be something specific where it feels like you're being gifted something out of nowhere, or but there's something to where it's like you're being initiated, and then you have to be the one to like take it, take the initiative, like put yourself out there, do the work. There could be a really good opportunity to where you just have to make some sort of small investment, or like put yourself out there in some way to show others that you have what it takes, and then it's going to create like a major shift and bring a lot of that energy into your life, like a random windfall. um, but then it's like there'll be like a piece of it that's yours. It's like you're helping create an energy that's going to give back to like a lot of people, um, showering blessings on like a lot of people, like not just you, but then you'll be able to get something really meaningful or special, or that you can then take to like plant a seed in your life to be more fruitful and more prosperous. Also, here with the Knight of Cups, this more energy of like someone coming towards you with some kind of offer or an opportunity. Um, there could be like an emotional offer, like someone could want to come towards you and offer their cup to you, like open up to you, share something with you, ask you to like go out with them, go to dinner with them, and then they will like open up to you more on emotional level, let them know they have feelings for you. So I'm seeing like multiple different things. I'm seeing like new opportunities and careers after sidestepping um, something that would have ultimately kind of like taken advantage of you, or like you would have put a lot into it and not gotten anything out. Like you wouldn't have had any ownership in the end. But I'm also seeing like sidestepping, like maybe a romantic situation where you can see you will be kind of like disempowered or like stuck in the long run, or like maybe someone coming back in and trying to kind of like trap you. Because I did see a scenario before of someone trying to coax you into like fighting or arguing with them in order to like take what you say to kind of turn it around against you and make you feel bad in order to hold power over you, or to keep you like stuck in this certain position so that you can't move forward. So no matter what anyone like has to say, or anyone's like saying or doing, when it comes to you, the best way to free yourself or to move forward is just to surrender to it and like not let it bother you, or to not care, like not worry about what others have to say, and to not let the things that they say be true in your heart if you feel as though they aren't true. And as you continue to move forward, you'll be given like a new opportunity. So it's like, instead of fighting with this other person and trying to get them to see how unfair they're treating you, it's like just accepting it, surrendering it, taking it on the chin, moving forward, and allowing spirit to present you with a new offer, a new opportunity, um, a new direction that you can go in, where someone's going to come forward and be really open and vulnerable, kind of wear their heart on their sleeve, want to open up to you emotionally, let them know how they're feeling, present to you like an emotional offer. So there's substance and depth, and you can see clearly that they do care. Someone who's willing to be very vulnerable. I'm seeing a lot of like passionate energy here too, like sexual, like passionate energy. It's like someone else kind of making you the offer, and then it's up to you to like take the initiative, and show like your interest. It's like you have to then do something to like grab hold of the offer and let the other person know like you are interested as well, in order for them to feel safe to like open up to you emotionally, or to come towards you more seriously. Um, yeah, I think that's all I'm getting. Um, a lot of a whole bunch of different scenarios. Um, but I hope that this resonated for you or gave you some clarity. I just saw 4224. Um, yeah, I hope this gave you some clarity for the kind of darkness or uncertainty or any sort of difficult situation that you're currently walking through and navigating. I hope this gave you the confidence to do what's scary, be uncomfortable, choose yourself, regardless of the uncertainty. Continue to persevere through the darkness, not get too caught up or too swept up in your emotions and wanting to like fight and resist things. Kind of having that trust and that faith in your journey and your path and the work that you've put in to get to this point. Oh, that's my cat. My cat just tried to jump up here. So I think that's where I'm going to call the video. But thank you so much if you watched this far. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope that you have a great day.